everyone, so I'm Haley. I'm the one that's been putting together some video tutorials. So today's is going to focus on how to make cardstock for Freshies. So I'm not actually going to talk about how to bake the actual Freshie. We're just focusing on the paper piece that goes in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how to print the file online, and then we're going to figure out how to cut it and how to put the hole in. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go to avery.com. So here I'm in avery.com. You're going to click up on this person, and then you're going to go to create an account. Now I already have an account, so I'm just going to log into it. So once you log in, then it will take you to this page. Well, it'll probably take you to this one right here. This is kind of their home page. So what you'll do is you'll go up to templates once it loads, and that's how you're going to choose your template. Once you have some made, you can find them by clicking on this little circle over here in the corner and then clicking on your projects. But for now, we're going to go to templates, and then we're going to click on find a template. So on my blog page, which is linked below in this YouTube video, or if you're on my blog, then you just need to scroll up, but I put a cheat sheet of all the Avery template numbers. So I'm going to do 2.5 inches today. So I'm just going to type in 22830 on this template page, and that will pull it up for me. So 22830. So it gives me a nice little preview. It tells me that this one is 2.5 diameter, which is what I want. I really like the 2.5 inch circles to go with a 3-inch circle mold, and I will link that below. You'll find that all over my tutorial pages. It's my favorite mold ever. It works really well. And it's a really good size because it's not too big, but it's also not too small. So we're going to go click on Start Designing, and that is going to open up this page. So Avery's really cool. Their templates work great. They have a lot of pre-made ones, and you can use their software whether or not you buy Avery labels. And for this, we're just going to be printing on normal paper, which means that we can still use the software even though it's not Avery things. So they have a lot of pre-made ones. We just want a blank one, so we're going to go click on select this design, and then it's going to pop open our blank paper. So now, if you want, you can go in and you can add text to that by clicking on text box, and you can type in whatever you want. So that you could use to make some personalized ones. You could do like Cook Family Reunion 2021. So that's kind of fun to play around with. And then you could add a picture into that. But for today, we're just going to do a pre-made picture. So I shared this on the website, but one that I really like is called Sassy Sister. So I'm just going to go to her website. I really love her designs. She does a really great job. There's lots of really cool designers out there, but hers I especially like. You can see what she offers by clicking on all digitals. Now I am going to say that if you get your images from a digital dump group or like a cardstock sharing group, those are technically stolen images unless they were created by someone in that group. So be really careful. These people who create images like this are just like you and I, where they make money off of them, and when you just steal them from groups like that, that means that you're stealing from the designer. So please purchase your images. You can get them from websites like this. Etsy also has a ton of designs, so you can just go to etsy.com. And then what I like to search, like let's say I'm looking for Valentine's Day designs, I can just go Valentine's Day, and then I like to search sublimation PNG, and that gives me a lot of really cool ones. And there's all sorts of different price points on Etsy, which is cool. So I would really recommend, especially if you're going to be selling Freshies, to make sure that you're doing it the right way and that you're buying the designs. And as you can see, there's lots of really cool designs here. Glitter Moonshine is another designer that I recommended on the blog, so I'll just show you their website really fast. They have tons and tons of really cute designs. Or for $100, you can get access to every design that they ever make. So that's what I've done for mine. I would really highly recommend that. Here, this entire shop bundle is what you can do. You can get everything that they have. I think it's actually at this time right now. You can get everything that they have currently. And then here are some of their designs that they have. So I've already gone ahead and I've downloaded the image that I'm going to use. So I'll show you what that one looks like. This one's from Sassy Sister. It says True Crime Obsessed, and then it looks gray because it has a clear background. So when we put it onto the Avery label, it'll just be white like normal. So I'm going to go back to my Avery label. I'm going to click on Image. Then you click on Add an Image, and you go to Browse for File. And then you'll need to find your image wherever it's saved. So for me, it's just in the downloads, and then I'm going to go find it. It gives you a nice preview, which is cool. So here's my image. I'm just going to click on Open. And so then it's going to load, and it's going to pop it in, and it won't be the right size. So the next thing you have to do is you have to resize it so that it matches what you want your Freshie to look like. Now when I make mine, I make sure that I leave an empty space at the top so that I can put a little hole in it. Hopefully you can see right here. So what that allows for is it makes your Freshie stronger in the summer because they like to get kind of soft and bendy. And if your hole is too close to the top, then your string will just melt right through. So I like to leave enough space so that when I put my hole and my hole punched hole, it doesn't impact the design, because nothing sucks more than having a really pretty picture and then having a hole punched right into it. So you can resize this just by pulling on the corners. I like to make it so that it fills up most of the space. And then once you get it close, a lot of times with these images, they'll have extra white space on one side but not on the other. So you don't just want to click it and make it line up right in the middle, because as you can see, this isn't centered. So here the T is touching the edge, but then there's a lot of space over here. So I usually line it up center with the middle. And then, so that you can make little small adjustments, you just hold Shift on your keyboard, and then you can use your arrows, and it will just move it in little bits. So I'm just going to use my arrow. The circle, the red dotted circle around, is a nice area to go off of. So here, I see that my T is over, and then this E is over, so I'm going to make sure that they're about even, but that looks pretty good to me. And then you can click out to look. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that here I just made every single circle the exact same design. But if you wanted to make them different, then you could just click on Edit 1, and then whatever you do to this circle will only affect this circle. So for example, if I delete this, as you can see over here, it only deleted that circle. And then there's a nice undo button if you want to undo it. So if you wanted to do different circles for every single one, you could do that. I usually just keep them the same so that they're easy to organize, but it's up to you. So once you have your design set the way that you want, you're going to go up to Save, and then you're going to name it. And you want to make sure that you name it something that you can find. So I'm going to name mine Knife, True Crime, and then I'm going to put Podcast, because maybe that's something that I would look up when I'm trying to find it again. So I like to just download it here while I'm saving it. That saves a couple steps. So I'm going to click Download, and then I'm also going to make sure that I click Save. And then down here you can see that it's downloaded. So I'll click on it, and it's going to open it up in Chrome. And then this is the page that you're going to print. So once it loads, you're just going to print however you would normally print a web page. So you can go to Print, and then with mine, I have to click on Print Using System Dialog, and I always make sure it loads here, otherwise sometimes it doesn't print the whole image. So I always go to Print Using System Dialog, and then with my Epson Inco Tank, I have certain settings that make it more vivid. So I'll just click on that, and then I'll go click on Print. Okay, this is take 2 because I recorded the wrong way. So I already did this step, but all you do is you have to go through and you have to cut off just a little bit. Like you can see, it's not a ton, but it's just enough so that when you put your hole punch through, you can get all the way to the edge. So on this one, you can see that I didn't quite cut off enough because it's not centered. So I'm going to cut off a little bit more. So you just take your scissors, you're just cutting a little bit off, and so that just allows your hole punch to get closer in. So then I removed this clear part. As you can see right here, there's a little hook that used to hold the lid. It was driving me nuts. It was a little hard to see, so I just completely took it out. So now I can line it up exactly how I want. I can move it, and then when you have it in the right spot, then you just punch it. So now we have a circle and it's pretty much ready to use. The last step though, I'll show you this one that's pre-made. I like to punch a little circle right in the top so that gives me a little bit of extra space to put my string. If you put your string too close to the top, then during the winter especially, or during the summer, you run the risk of this getting warm and your string melting through. So this just adds some extra security and makes it a lot less likely that your Freshie will melt. So I'm going to take my circle right here, and then I just have a normal hole punch. This one's a 1/4 inch. I line it up in the middle. You can look at the circle on top. That will kind of tell you where it's at. And then you just punch a hole. And now you have a cardstock that can be used to make circle Freshies.